Welcome back to today's video. I've had a lot of requests on how to do half stitches and back stitches in the cross stitch pieces. These little houses have had a few of those, so I just wanted to do a little quick tutorial here to show you how to do that. Let's take a close-up view of these stitches. So the back stitches are going to be these little straight, they look like just straight stitches in my windows for my window panes, and the one holding up our little candy cane right here. So those are just, oh, and the outside of our quilt. So those are all going to be your normal back stitches. They're very easy. I'll show you how to do that in today's video. And then the other thing we're going to look at is this little half of a stitch right here. And I'll show you what that looks like on the pattern once we get started, but they're really just a half of a stitch. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to do those half stitches and the back stitches to help you out with these patterns. They're still pretty beginner friendly and very easy to do. So I just want to take any of the scariness out of those stitches. So we're going to start off with the half stitches, and the half stitches you can do in a couple of different ways. As you know, when you do a cross stitch, you've got a line going this way and a line going this way, so you're making a full X. The half stitch is actually just half of that, and sometimes I'll even run what's called a quarter stitch just to fill up this little area in the corner. It kind of depends on the pattern. I'm going to show you how to do it both ways so you can see what that looks like. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be doing a little candy cane down here by my C. This is my December house of the month, and I'm going to just show you how to do those half stitches for that candy cane. And just quickly, I wanted to show you what it looks like on the pattern. So it's this little guy right here that looks like a half stitch. So for the half stitch, you're going to just come up one side and then down the other, just like that. And that's literally it. That's all you have to do for the half stitch. And you can leave it like that if you want. I'm actually going to go ahead and do a little quarter stitch to fill in just this area right here, because sometimes I think it looks a little bit better than just leaving it as a half like that. And so this is called a quarter of a stitch or a quarter stitch, and you're going to come up through the corner. And normally, truth be told, I do that quarter stitch first, and I'm going to do it over here to show you just because it's easier to hide underneath the other leg, but I'll come up through that corner, and then I'm just literally going to go down in the middle of the square, just like that. So just down right there and pull that, and then that actually just kind of fills in this half of the stitch. This half is going to get left empty. Now I need to do another one right here, so I'm going to show you how I normally do them. I do the quarter stitch first because I think it's easier. This one needs to slant to the right, so I'm going to fill in the right half of our stitch right here. So I'm coming out through the corner, and then I'm literally going to go down right in the middle of that fabric. So just like that. That's going to be my little quarter stitch, and if you have anything that ever asks for a quarter stitch, that's literally all you do for it. And then I'm going to go back in and do the half stitch on top of that, and I think it just kind of hides it a little bit better. So that one needs to face slant towards the right. And so there we go. We've got our left leaning half stitch and our right leaning half stitch. And that's it. It's literally as easy as that. Now I do need a couple full stitches down here. So just as a review, for a full stitch, normally you're going to come up from the bottom left and go in to the top right. And then opposite to finish that off, you can either go from the bottom or the top. It doesn't matter, but you're going to slant down towards the right to finish off that full stitch. And I have one more down here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just finish those so I can get my pink thread out of my way. And by the way, if you're new to cross stitch, you can absolutely go back. I have a whole series on how to cross stitch, how to get started and all of that. So you can definitely go back and check that out. It's a 3-part series that shows you everything you need to know to cross stitch. So that's my little half stitches. So I can get this pink thread out of the way. And I'm going to show you how to do the back stitches. Those are also very easy. For this one, I need my dark brown thread. I'm going to leave my pink thread there for just a minute because I'm going to need to pick it up for other places in this pattern, so I don't want to cut it off just yet. And I've got a piece of thread. I just folded it in half and went ahead and ran it through my needle because I'm going to join this using the loop method. So the first thing I'm going to do, I need a straight stitch that goes from here to here. And this is what it looks like on my pattern. You'll just see this solid line right here, and that just means that we're going to be doing a straight stitch or back stitch there. And so I'm going to go ahead and just pick a spot to come up with, and I'm actually going to come up here and go up here because that way I can bury the rest of my thread somewhere up here. So we're going to come up through the middle of that, And don't pull your thread all the way through. What I've left on this side is the loop portion. And then I'm going to go up into this top one, into the middle of the top stitch, just like it shows in the pattern. And I'm hanging onto that thread in the back so I don't accidentally pull all the way through. And there's your straight stitch. So easy as that. Now when we flip it over, we can grab our loop and just loop our floss just like that, and that stitch is secured. And then now since I'm up here, I can just easily bury my threads behind this C, and it's going to just be super easy and fast. And so you can finish burying your threads up here if you need to. I need to actually do some stitching around my little quilt on the side here, so I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So I'm going to come up, I need to come up right here, so I'm just going to push this thread straight up. It's going to get hidden behind some of this white. And then I'm going to come over this way. So I'm burying my thread to get it to where I need it. That way it won't be showing through on the front of my project. Okay, so next I need to do a stitch up here, across, and down. So I'm just going to go ahead and come up right here. And for this, you theoretically could go all the way up like that if you wanted to. Sometimes when you have a long stitch like that, I'll just do it in sections so it doesn't get too loose and, you know, wobble around on me. So I maybe would take it up here to like, say, 5 stitches up or something like that. I'm not really counting. And then come back up somewhere here and then go back down right into that stitch right there. And then just keep going so that I've got a straight line. You could, like I said, just go straight up. It depends on how comfortable you are. I feel like if you make the straight stitches too long, then they're loose right there, so they can, you know, move around on you, and you don't really want that. And then my next one needs to come out 1 stitch out here, so I'm just going to go right there. And then same thing again, I'm going to go maybe like 4 or so stitches across. Maybe should have done that a little bit more even. Okay, there we go. There's our top one, and then all the way down this other side. So I'm just going to, and just make sure with these, see I've got this little loop here, and then you just want to make sure as you're going that you're pulling those tight, not so tight that you're puckering your work, but just so that they're not, you know, flopping around. And then again, I'm going to just do the same thing going all the way down this side. So there's that one, and then I have one more down here to the ground. Like that. And then we can bury that thread, and we've done our little back stitches. So that is it. That's how you do those half stitches and the back stitches. Hopefully this tutorial was helpful for you, and hopefully you're enjoying making our little monthly cross stitch pieces. That's going to be it for today's video. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can even hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any upcoming fun. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you in the next one.